Alright, so as you can tell by the title, this is a video on how to control your recoil better, or learn to control your recoil better. So first off, come to the firing range so you can practice, your shots and get the hang of it. Next, just pick up any gun of your choosing, any gun you use in the game, or just any gun in general. So I'm just gonna pick up, say, the Vault and the Havoc. Pick up the energy weapons. They have a decent amount of recoil. Use these for the sake of the video. Got some ammo. Alright, next is come over to any wall around here. Any wall around the firing range. Let's just use this wall right here. And basically just stand about this far away from the wall. Don't touch your stick and then shoot. And this way you can see the recoil pattern of whichever gun you have. So with the Havoc, it starts here. That's why I was aiming initially. Then it goes up and stays around this general area. So basically this weapon has vertical recoil, which is straight up. So in order to combat that, you just want to slightly hold your stick down. Then it'll make your groupings a lot tighter. And the same with the Vault. The Vault also has vertical recoil. The initial shot started here, went up, stayed around that general area. So then when I shoot, I'm just gonna hold my stick slightly down. And there we go, tighter groupings. So yeah, you can just practice with multiple guns, like whatever gun you want to use, Just practice with like multiple guns so you get the hang of it. So whenever you're in a battle situation in game, you hit your shots. And you don't be missing and dying. Okay? I don't want your teammate that can't hit their shots, buddy. So basically, after you've done that, you figured out the recoil pattern of whichever gun you have. Try practicing on the target dummies. As so. Also, practice without any attachments initially. Like when you first start off, make sure you don't pick up any attachments for whichever gun you use. Don't pick up any attachments, because that way you practice, harder. It's harder without attachments, obviously. So you want to practice when it's harder, so that way when you actually pick up attachments, it's much easier to hit your shots and control the recoil. So for now, just practice without attachments, and then once you get hang of like controlling recoil, then try picking up attachments and putting attachments on the gun. But for now, just do this right here, try controlling your recoil by shooting at the fast jump. You can also try using guns with worse recoil than others. Like for example, the R301, it has very low recoil. So I wouldn't recommend using this gun to learn to control your recoil, but you still can. But the Havoc and the Vault, they're decent guns to use to control your recoil, because the Havoc has decent recoil, it has vertical recoil, so very good gun to practice with. That was rough. That was rough. There we go. Try switching up, use the Vault. Got my aim off too. There we go. Oh, that was terrible. Alright, well, y'all can keep watching the video if y'all want. I'm just going to be going around picking up different guns and controlling recoil on them, so. Actually, also, if you wanted to know what my sensitivity was, my ADS sense, this is what it is. My sensitivity is low, as you can see, but I also have on extra yaw and extra pitch for my ADS, so it's actually faster when I need it to be. Because basically, you don't need a high ADS sensitivity when it comes to, you know, recoil control, because I mean, in my opinion, you don't really need a high recoil control, because, you know, if your recoil control is, if I mean not your recoil control, if your sensitivity is high, then your gun will go too far down. You'll aim too far down, you'll mess up your recoil control. Like with a low sense, I find it much easier to control your recoil with a low sensitivity, so that's why mine is so low. But I also have one, you know, the extra pitch and extra yaw, so it's faster when I need it to be. Alright, now I've just maxed out my Havoc with all attachments on, and I'm going to do the same thing for my Vault. I'm going to max them out with the attachments. It's very easy for me to control the recoil, as you can see. With attachments, the red dot on the sight, it barely moves. And if you keep practicing, you can try taking off these attachments. Let's try with the Havoc now. But yeah, just keep doing this as practice. You could try taking on and off the attachments, or just keep them off or keep them on. Practice like this. You can even practice with like all gray attachments or all blue attachments. So it doesn't have to be all maxed attachments. That's just what I'm doing right now. When I'm playing this game, I mainly use the R301. It's like my main weapon. Kind of basic, but it's like the main weapon I use. It's either this gun. Actually, yeah, it really is mainly this gun, but as my secondary, I always use another AR or another automatic weapon, such as a Havoc. The only time I use a Havoc is with a turbocharger. I mainly pick up the Vault. So I usually run R301 Vault. So since I usually, you know, run those in like a main game, like a regular game, I'm gonna pick up both these weapons and practice with them. So when I get in the game, you know, I control my recoil properly.
time. Yeah!
And the whole time I'm shooting these dummies, I'm slightly holding my stick down. You can just practice this, you know, like this, like you know, whenever you have nothing to do, you know, just come to the firing range and just practice doing this. Just get, you know, holding your stick down slightly in your muscle memory, so when you get in the battle, whenever you shoot, you slightly hold the stick down. And for me, this is how still I can keep the gun. I'm trying to keep it in the middle.
It's go time!
But yeah, that's basically it for how to control your recoil, you know. I recommend having a low ADS sense, but it's all about personal preference, really. If you do want to go low, make sure you put on, you know, make sure you put on an extra boost for your yaw and pitch. So that way you aren't always moving, you know, very slow. But yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all later.